Welcome to Act 5, Chapter 5 of Gears of War 3 Ascension. In this chapter, we are going to go up some elevators and have to take out enemies as we do that. First, we got to take out the enemies on the way to the elevators. This is a pretty fun chapter. The game's getting really difficult at this point. We are near the end. This is the last chapter before the final chapter. And then that will be the final chapter. So the first shot of the game, I get down instantly. Luckily, I have teammates nearby. So just I recommend blind firing and taking out the boomer. They just lumber around like idiots. And you can blind fire pretty accurately by this point and take them out. I mean, they're so big. And then once he's down, you can focus your fire on the littler guys or watch them blow each other up. Now, as I go through here, I'm just kind of trying to tell you what's going through my head and tactics that you may be able to use to take out the locusts as you play. This is not a definitive guide, of course. Shooters can be played multiple ways. I like to rush in and chainsaw because that chainsaw animation gives you a few moments where you're invincible. But if you're getting beat down while you're doing it, it can, you know, put you in a desperate situation. As long as you remember to utilize your cover and play carefully, pretty much the opposite of what I'm doing, you should do all right for yourself. Okay, so the meat shield, a great tactic for fighting these guys because they're clawing up my body that I'm holding and blowing each other up. Finally, I got a secondary, and I use this torque bow to take out the remaining guys. Remember, with the torque bow, if you get an active reload, you do not need to peg somebody with it. You can shoot near them and blow them up with 1 or 2 rounds. Okay, so a Reaver is going to be a little bit trickier indoors. Now what I should be doing here is diving back and forth through cover, falling back. Oh, not taking direct hits like that. Yeah, I'd almost recommend falling back as far as you can and then just blind firing until he dies.
I don't see the elevator cars. Must be at the top.
Now, elevator car sequences are usually pretty easy. On this one, it comes down, we climb on top of it and take it up, and once we get to that point, it's pretty smooth sailing. Once we get to that part.
You didn't start this war. You're ending it.
There was a time when I thought I could talk our way out of it.
What happens when you set off your glowy killer, Professor? Are we gonna feel anything?
That depends on how far the emulsion has colonized your cells, Damon. Do you have a fever? Intense muscle pain?
No.
Then you'll be fine.
Or not so fine, maybe.
Alright, so Jack's trying to do something. We need to hold the position.
Taking their own sweet time.
There's some ammo and grenades over here that you can grab, and there's also ammunition on the other side. So when the Lambents start attacking, start taking out their pods right away, so you only have to take on a few as opposed to a ton. If they start getting close, don't let them. You need to hold this position. I'm running over here to grab some ammo. so we got guys coming up, but they're leaving themselves pretty open. The other stock, I was unable to get all of the pods on both of the stocks, so we have a lot of people to fight. Unless I get the middle one. No, I don't even get the middle one. And I'm wondering, where is the last pod? It must be behind it or something. Yeah, it's like on the very edge. So I got that one, and I just can't find where that last pod is, so we end up having to fight all these guys. There, I never get all the pods, but the lifts get there, saving me, so I don't have to worry about it. Now, on a lift, this is pretty easy. There's one hook that can hit us, and I just stay in cover for the rest of the time. When you see hooks hit your thing, shoot them off. Like that. I'll just shoot it off. Yeah, pay attention for the hooks. But, you know, so that grinder was shooting at me. I could have just moved back and he can't do anything. Now this is going to be a problem. You need to take cover and just hide from these guys. Now, if your AI teammate doesn't get in your way, you should just be able to vault over this cover. If they do, it'll screw you up and you gotta move back off of it a few times until you get a good landing on it and you're able to get on top of this lift. Now, once you get to the top, things are gonna get really crazy. Well, not crazy, just tricky.
You okay?
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Cole, we're on the floor above you. On our way up, Marcus.
Okay, so we can clearly hear some enemies. And I switch to the hammer burst. Seems like it'll be the most effective in this case. Now luckily we have the height advantage, so we don't really have to worry about anything until these guards show up. Yeah, take out the big guy first if you can, because he will power up the smaller guys. Alright, so we are on the top layer now. And for the most part, this is a breeze. You know, these guys aren't too crazy. Nothing like what we've encountered so far. So I pretty much just walk up to them and chainsaw one of them, I think. Yeah, so that should give you an idea of what we're up against at this portion of the game. Pretty easy. You should be able to stay in cover and play it smart. And then we encounter this, and things get really difficult. Now that I've beaten the game, I know a little bit more about how to take her on. You kind of stand behind pillars, and when she shoots this crazy beam at you, yeah, so like I could have stood behind that pillar and used it as cover. Instead, I'm just like, I'm just going to run away. I thought that running away would let me miss her beam, but it didn't. So I could have taken cover right there on the pillar. If you shoot this thing in the mouth, you can actually hurt it.
Anyone else here 20 years? Because that was before E-Day, right? Don't listen to that bitch. Get upstairs. Split up. We need covering fire. God damn, my ass feels medium rare now.
Listen to me, Marcus Phoenix.
Alright, now that we've made it to the top, she's blah blah blahing. All we need to do is chainsaw the 3 weights holding this up.
Father must complete his task.
Well, that's one thing we agree on. Hey, look up there. Splat. You want to bring down the roof? No, just the counterweight. See the cables? Good call. Come on, they've got to be anchored nearby. It'll make the building unstable. Beats being roasted.
Alright, so we know what we gotta do. We need to take out those cables, and I just go for it right away because... well, I get roasted. That's not why. But because you are slightly invulnerable while you're in the animation, what you're supposed to do... See, I managed to get the cable, which triggers the cutscene, and I'm back up magically. What I'm supposed to be doing is taking cover behind the pillars, like right in front of me. I didn't realize that until after I beat the game, but like right here, I could have taken cover right there. I managed to get through this by kind of being cheap and letting the animations protect me. See, like right there, I probably should have died, but because it was a cutscene and stuff, I didn't. Hopefully that works for you. If it doesn't, then utilize the cover the way you're supposed to. And I take out the last counterweight, and it takes her out. Get out of here, Queen.
Did we finish her off? Where's the queen?
I can't see.
Ah, shit. Get to the left now. Come on.
Marcus, are you all right? What happened?
We ran into Mira. Problem solved. We're on our way.
Solved? You mean dead?
That was the idea, Dad. Yeah.
Oh. I see.
Don't waste your sympathy. Are the grubs still outside your lab?
Yes, they'll be covering the elevators too. Find another route. There's a service hatch in the shaft somewhere.
We're looking. Jack, slow the lift.
Sitting on a very creaky chair.
That's it, Jack. Stop the lift. Okay, I really need to know what Mira was yapping about.
Okay, so coming up here, we are going to encounter some enemies, but Jack will shock them, distracting them long enough. You should still pick up ammunition before continuing.
Maybe not.
I saw the collectible and I could not resist but pick it up.
The grubs are waiting for elevator.
Alright, so there's some grubs up here. We already kind of heard the grrr they make on the way up. Looks like we're supposed to go through that doorway.
2, 3, go. Guess who, motherfucker? Revive me!
Alright, in this room I could have handled a lot better. Chainsawing one of the big guys is smart, but then I should have fallen back immediately. Now, in this section, you have plenty of cover, so really you can just kind of take your time and wait for them to die. The guy on the turret is the one I'm trying to take out, and I think I can get him with the first-person perspective with the hammer burst, but I can't. I'll try and get a little bit closer.
Dad, we're on your floor now.
Look for the door with the external power unit.
Sweet. Okay, hang tight. Dad, they've got a turret outside your
Yeah, if you
lab.
need ammunition, there's some good stuff in here, including a one-shot, which is fun. Yeah, so to get it out of there, you need to chainsaw the table, and then pick it up and carry it out. Now, I plan on using it to take out that stupid sniper. My teammate gets in the way. Isn't that how it always happens? Finally got him. And we can move forward now after I kill some more people with the one shot. There we go, that's it. Don't need it anymore. Time to move on. Yeah, there's tons of heavy ammunition there, but you don't really need it. You just need to get into there, but before you do that, you got to go through both of these doors and take out the sensor inside of the doors. Not the sensor, the switch inside of the doors, sorry. So right away, I take out the biggest guy in the room with my blind fire tactics. Works pretty good because they're a big, meaty guy. They just soak up the bullets. And the bad guys seem really distracted, so I'm just like, I'll just run up and pull the switch and get out of here. So I do that, and then I chainsaw him, and I leave. So they can deal with that room. I'll just go to the next one. Now, you might want to take a few moments in that last room because you don't have to. I mean, you can run by like I did and just trigger the animations to get through stuff. But the reason I suggest doing it is because now I have to take them on when I come out of this room. Foolishly, they take cover behind tables and you are able to shoot out their legs. Yeah. Unlike when you take cover on a table, they seem to not shoot you for whatever reason. You can shoot them. And that's it. We need to go talk to Marcus's dad, Adam, now. And I think here's where there's some stragglers. No, maybe later. Whatever. And now we trigger the cutscene with Marcus's dad, Adam. Oh, I'll get it right one of these days.
Marcus, Anya. It's good to see you again. I never thought I would. I'm so sorry about Dom.
Hard to know where to begin, Dad.
Yes. I always wondered what I'd say to you if I ever saw you again. But we always run out of time. Just my insurance. It won't work without command keys. The same failsafe I designed into the Hammer of Dawn. I'm an old hand at mass destruction, aren't I? I've had years to think things over, Marcus. You and Anya, all of you, live your lives to the fullest when this is over. Promise me you'll all do that. No regrets, no looking back.
Yeah, sure, Dad. We better get going.
If the emulsion hadn't reached a critical stage, I might have found a way to save the Locust as well. And they could have gone back underground.
Tell me you don't feel sorry for them.
Responsible, not sorry. It's my fault they're here, Marcus. I failed to stop the emulsion spreading all those years ago. It drove the Locust out of their warrens. I tried to persuade Mira to keep her people underground, but they couldn't. So then...
Wait. Did I hear right? The government knew E-Day was coming, and none of you bothered to warn us?
No, just me. Even Prescott didn't know. Not until much later. I had so many ideas. Just too little time.
Dad, stop this. Come on. Whoa. What else don't we know?
You're a scientific man. Look at this later and try to understand what I wanted to do and what I had to do.
Yo, less talking, more walking.
Alright, some pretty major stuff happened right there. They're just being quiet, letting you enjoy. Now, to get out of here, it's a lot easier than it was getting in, because there's a big turret right there, and all we need to do is unload on the people in the hallway. So right away, hop on the turret, and you will shred through these people. And you know what? I'm just going to let you watch. That is my tactic suggestion for this room. Hop on the turret and kill everything. So I'll let you enjoy the rest of the game. For, well, the gameplay in this chapter, but we are approaching the end. If you need any more tips or you're looking for collectibles or something, be sure to check out IGN.com for more.
Another dead Chloe.